Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Start with the White Sox because they're in fuego. White Sox rally for 4 runs in the 7th to beat the Giants 5-2 yesterday. I love this headline. And keep Verlander winless. It's mean.
It is mean.
It's a mean headline. But basically, Mike Tauchman and Chase Meidroth, who had one of the most incredible highlight slides in the second base on a steal that was textbook. You kids out there could learn something from it. Singled one off on Eric Miller. In the 7th before Miguel Vargas drew a walk against Ryan Walker to load the bases. And then Mr. Teal came to the plate, hit a beautiful double that sounded just like this.
Rips this one to right field, and it's going to get down. Slater, he's going to score. Meidroth, he's chugging in, and the Sox retake the lead. A 2-run double from the rookie Kyle Teal here in the 7th inning.
There's so many stories about just how much Verlander is winless when you do White Sox Giants in this. So I guess they just want to keep, he's 42 years old. The guy's done some stuff. Let him have a bad couple weeks or something. I should say bad season, I guess.
Yeah, his season's a few months old now.
I guess it's a bad season.
But he is winless, and part of that is because the White Sox beat him up yesterday.
And they did. The White Sox won the series against the Giants. That's pretty awesome. On a weekend where Flo Rida performed on Friday night. And do we have reports on how that went, Case, Flo Rida? And, of course, what's this first, of course? This is where we lose Kenzie for the show. On the table dancing. Okay, so Flo Rida performed after the White Sox game Friday night.
Yeah.
And how'd that go?
What, do you think people had a bad time at Flo Rida?
I don't think so.
All I heard was it was amazing.
As I said, I can't imagine having the creative brain to write this song and then sit back at night alone and go, I wrote this song. How awesome am I?
He performed 19 songs on Friday.
What?
I didn't know Flo Rida had 19 songs.
Is it a Rolling Stones set?
Yeah.
Like 4-hour set afterwards?
It was like a Springsteen concert by the end of it.
When did he play low?
Third.
Oof.
And
That's interesting. What did he end with?
Okay, so he opened with In the Air.
Hell yes.
Air.
And then did Where Them Girls At, which is a David Guetta cover, apparently. That's
Where
good to
them
know.
Girls at. That's how it goes.
And then did Low.
So the first 3 songs are his 2 biggest hits.
I've never heard In the Air.
You never heard In the Air?
You've never heard In the Air?
I haven't heard In the Air.
All right, let me get to it here. Hold on.
Because it's spelled Ayer, which
Right.
I think is
that's
so
what he said.
interesting.
In the air.
Air.
No, I haven't heard this song. I feel like I'm going insane right now.
You never heard this?
Is this the Black Eyed Peas?
No.
This is Flo Rida?
Oh, yes. Black Eyed Peas are on this track. Oh, just Will I Am it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
This is my jam.
I don't know this one.
Really? Okay, what was 4?
Okay, so he opened with
Hold
that.
on. Here's the hook. Ayer.
Is this the edited version?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay, I would like you to stop.
What was the next line coming?
I don't really remember, but I don't think it's a good idea.
So he did Low Third, and then he did
You're going to go through the whole set list. Keep going.
he
All
did
right.
Move, Shake, Drop, which is a DJ Laz cover.
Oh yeah, move, shake, drop, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know that one
Yeah.
either.
Kenzie's going to do every hook. Keep going.
Well, because you look confused every time he says the song.
And then he did Club Can't Handle Me, and then he did Cake. I don't know Cake. And then he did Whistle, and then he did Sugar Daddy, and then he did GDFR. What's
That was a good set list.
What's GDFR?
That's oh God, what does it stand for?
God
I'm trying to think of the
dang.
lyrics.
God dang.
What, was he a king
No,
of the hill
it
king?
is. It's like
God dang effing rap.
no, it's not that. It's
God dang effing rap.
That's what it was. And then he did Wild Ones, and then he did My House, and then he did Good Feeling.
Oh, I forgot about My House.
Welcome to My House.
Holy
oh, my
crap.
God.
it going down for real is what it stands for.
Oh,
Son of a
going down
bitch.
for real.
It's
And
going
then-
down for real.
And then he did Bad Idea, and then I Don't Like It, I Love It. And then he did a Pitbull cover, which is Green Light. I don't know that song. And then I Cry he played My House twice. And then
Good.
And
He
then,
should.
And then What a Night to End It.
Oh, my. I forgot about My House.
Is Is this the edited version?
Not really. No. Let me try to get the.
Stop doing that.
Oh, champagne?
Yeah.
But is he saying anything in the champagne talk part? Or is he, I'm just trying to get to the hook.
I don't have every word memorized.
It sounds like you
I
do.
don't like this.
Oh.
Are you just going to pull it down every...
I'm trying to find the hook. Never mind.
Yeah, just
Welcome to my house.
There you go. There it is.
Boy, what? He had at least three monstrous bangers.
I'm surprised he didn't end with low, though, I have to say.
Yeah, or my house, or in the air. One of those.
Because it's such a high energy.
What was the last song you had?
What a night.
Do you know that song, Kenzie? I don't know that
I feel
song.
like I don't know that song.
Yeah.
Let me look up the lyrics. I'll tell you if I know it.
Let me see if I can find the clean version of that. Wait a minute.
I mean, yeah, just stop.
This is Florida finished off the White Sox game. What was it called again, Case?
What a night.
What
Oh,
a...
it's newer. It came out in 2022, which makes me think I won't know
Oh,
it.
no.
He played a new song?
Oh, God.
Flow right
Come
on.
on. God.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Get out of here.
No. Immediately, no. I don't like it.
Well, hopefully everybody at the White Sox game.
I've heard what I needed to hear.
Yeah. Zach checked as I can Brian just cover the entire concert on the air. We just did. We just did.
No, we covered all 19 songs he played.
That was the South Side. I was after the Sox game. Hopefully he stuck around. So they won the series against the Giants. The day off tomorrow, and they'll be at the Dodgers. Now the Cubs, not as great. Let's just at least say the great moment of the weekend was Kyle Tucker home run on Saturday, which was outstanding.
Still only one out. And Tucker throws this one to right. It's gone. A line drive, three-run shot. Off the bat of Kyle Tucker. In his return to Houston, third home run of the inning for the Cubs. It is now 7-2 Chicago.
Now, I don't know if a lot of Cubs fans made the trip, or that's just his, obviously what he did there in Houston, cheering him on for his home run on the opposing team being there. But, yeah, Kyle Tucker, that was a good night. But the rest of it for the Cubs was not. And the rest of the weekend, I should say, they have not won a series. Here's the deal. In May, Cubs went 18-9. June saw them treading water by the end of the month while the NL Central rivals heated up. And then Sunday's loss capped off a 13-13 stretch and the fourth straight series matchup loss for the Cubs, even though they're still in first place. Just to give an example, the runs per game in April, 5.8. May, 5.5. June, 4.5. Trending the other direction here in this. They couldn't have stayed that hot forever, but also it's got a little concerning. They're off today, too, and the Guardians at Wrigley tomorrow. Finally, in sports, as Mike in Carpentersville said, is this sports? Talking so much Florida, recapping the concert. Well, it was at White Sox ballpark, and I know people of Carpentersville mostly, maybe not you, Mike, but love Florida.
Oh, yeah.
All the hits. Even the new stuff they love in Carpentersville.
They're real fans.
We're pouring one out, though.
How do I say goodbye?
And this is sports-related, not Florida-related, Carpentersville. The Cleveland Cavaliers have agreed to acquire Lonzo Ball, Kenzie. Lonzo Ball from the Chicago Bulls.
I mean, I have to say, good for him.
Why?
I have to say that.
Why
Well,
do you
because he
say
gets to continue his career.
He does. They got forward Isaac Okoro, according to a person of knowledge with the agreement, because they can't officially say it's a done deal yet, but it is. Lonzo Ball, who made $74 million for the Chicago Bulls, but played in just under one season of games, not even a full season, and he averaged 7.6 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, 3.3 assists in 35 games in the past season after missing 2022, 2023, 2023, 24, and getting back after his left knee was basically rebuilt by scientists like the Terminator. You know he's going to go.
Too bad. Huh?
This is Kenzie's dream. This is her mentor.
I mean, he like figured it out, cheated the system. He gets it.
The real reason he did is because at one point doctors couldn't figure out what's wrong, and he just kept saying it still hurts. So when you have an X-ray that shows the knee's fine, but he goes, it still hurts. Yeah, because I'm making, NBA contracts are guaranteed. So $74 million over those years with the Bulls, as the Bulls floundered during this whole period. And then they signed him to an extension, by the way. That's why it was a trade, not just let him
It was not
go.
his fault. His knee felt a little weird.
Yeah, it still felt weird. I promise next year it's going to feel better. So Cleveland's absorbing that contract with $20 million on it still. Now we acquired a guy that's owed $20 million. So it's kind of an even money deal trade-wise, and hopefully he does something better. He averaged 6.1 points per game for Cleveland.
Okay.
Cleveland had the second best record in the NBA last year at 64-18, but this guy sat more last year. He actually was not a star, but a guy that was playing more years before.
You know that Lonzo Ball is about to become like an all-star this year for like the way our track record.
And not only that, Kenzie, but we get the guy that's not responsible for Cleveland doing so well last year.
Well, why would they give us that? I wouldn't do that either.
All the Bulls trades with Zach LaVine going, everything they did to get rid of people, didn't acquire any kind of draft capital at all. Sit down, Kenzie. It's going to be, no, it's not. This is atrocious. It's embarrassing. This is a basketball city. We sell out the Madhouse nearly every game. And this is what we're getting? 6.1 points per game?
Didn't they get like a guy from Germany or something?
That was in the draft. We got a couple guys.
Okay,
Australia.
He's coming too. So just
Germany.
those two people are coming?
Yeah, but he's got to work on his shooting, a quote in that draft report.
That's a big one. That's a big part of it.
It's a big part of the
From
game.
what I've heard.
Big part of the game.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. It's one of our favorite things to do every year, and we do it with you, the Bristol Renaissance Fair. And this comes up at the border, the Illinois-Wisconsin border, Saturday, July 5th. It starts this week. Goes all the way through Monday, September 1st. And tickets are on sale now. Kenzie, I mean, I know you can pontificate on how this is your world and you'd like to live in it all the time the rest of your life. You'd love to live in the Renaissance world.
I love the Renaissance Fair. I was just talking about this over the weekend to somebody who had never been and giving the whole breakdown of the fairgrounds. Bristol Renaissance Fair is one of the best Renaissance fairs. They are becoming more popular, but this is actually one of the original few locations that ever existed, and a lot of Renaissance fairs are a copy of this one. They own that land. They have permanent, like, gorgeous built structures, which is not like this little pop-up fair, right?
Yeah.
It is stunning. It is such a, like, an immersive experience. It is so fun with or without kids. It's just, like, the best.
Yeah, we dress up. We're going to be there. Later on, we'll tell you more about that, but July 19th, we'll be at the Ren Fest, the Bristol Renaissance Fair. But you call now, 312-591-8300, and compete for tickets. If you beat Kenzie in trivia, you get them. And we'll share a big turkey leg together there when we're there. We'll give out these tickets no matter what coming up. But 312-591-8300, call to compete against Kenzie in trivia for Bristol Renaissance Fair tickets.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
Very exciting with the first giveaways for the Bristol Renaissance Fair of the year. This is a 4-pack of tickets, too. Take a whole bunch of friends to this incredible at the border experience. You really truly do walk into, as Kenzie was describing, a different world. You're looking for a way to unplug, as people are. That's certainly a way to do it, and it's so fun, so delicious, the food, everything. So we have Emily checking in as the first competitor. Remember, if Kenzie wins, we'll still give him away. But Emily, tell us something about yourself. Ahoy.
Hey, good morning. What's going on? I'm a pediatric RN. I take my frustration out on being angry at children by doing MMA, but I can't touch my toes, so you would think I'd be flexible, but I'm not.
Whoa. That was a lot of information.
Lot to unpack there.
So
I like her. I gotta be honest.
pediatric nurse, amateur MMA fighter, but can't touch your toes.
Yes, I'm really tall. I have a weird spine. My hammies don't like it. Can't touch my toes, but I can kick your head.
You know, have you guys seen those videos where someone does something kind of like, like they go off like that, and people comment, "I like whatever's wrong with you." That's how I feel. I'm like, I like you.
That's the first for me. Thank you.
I'm into it.
Well, stay tuned because in 2026, the first Brian and Kenzie MMA experience, number one is going to be
Grand
happening.
Prix.
Yeah.
Open weight Grand Prix. No gender classes. We're just going everybody to free for all.
Yeah,
I don't love that.
Yeah.
It's going to be Pride rules.
And Pride rules, head kicks are legal, and legal signed off on it this morning, so it's good.
Yeah. And every fighter
Oh,
can't.
wow, how convenient.
In the rules, every fighter they can't be able to touch their toes either. So.
Oh my God, it's made for me.
Yes, you're in. Here we go. First one, the 5 wins, Emily. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets something wrong, he can steal a point. She can do the same with you. Call heads or tails, Emily.
Let's do tails.
It's heads.
So you can't touch near your tail is why.
I'm living vicariously through the coin.
All right, Kenzie, here we go. Question number 1. What does an advent calendar count down to?
Well, is it Christmas?
It is Christmas.
Okay.
There you go.
I was wondering if they were for other holidays too. I'm like, wait.
Emily, what phone company merged with Sprint in April of 2020?
Was that Verizon?
It was not Verizon.
Darn.
Kenzie. you
Wait,
remember?
I know it. Darn.
Oh, hold on, too late.
Don't say it.
Too late.
I think it's T-Mobile.
It is T-Mobile. I was totally a Sprint person back in the day. Sprint was it.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, then they just kind of fell off, and then T-Mobile took them up, and that's a great. I mean, T-Mobile does a great job with the former Sprint brand, but it's. I love my
You don't
Sprint.
have a story about everything, Brian.
Say,
Like you could have just moved on. You
Nope.
don't talk about it.
do you want to talk more about your phone plan, or do you want to play Clash with Kenzie?
Let's play Clash with Kenzie. Let's keep
right.
going
Okay.
here.
2-0, and it's back to Kenzie.
I got a story about everyone today, though. It's Kenzie.
Yes.
Kenzie, Steve Wozniak is one of the founders, the co-founders of what tech company? Steve Wozniak.
Steve Wozniak?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, just okay. Let's. One of the co-founders, so maybe Apple.
Yeah, one of them. You're right. There you go.
Okay.
They called
I don't
him.
know if I know another tech company really.
They called him Woz, and
Okay.
Steve
The
Jobs.
great and powerful Woz.
that's cute.
He was a big dog. He was a little puffy, and and Steve Jobs would go up to him and kind of shake his belly fat when he would come up with some new tech thing. He was like, "That's my guy," and shake his
How
fat.
would you know that?
I did a deep dive on Woz and all this stuff. I know a lot of things, Kenzie. Can't you just
I don't
trust?
know if are you being sarcastic right now, or is that a funny thing that he actually did?
No, that's what Steve Jobs did to him.
How do you know that? Was that in a docuseries?
I watch a lot of documentaries. I've gone through the whole thing. I'm a child of Apple, being a Gen Xer. I know these things.
Okay.
And that's why they had a falling out eventually. Woz built everything we use. Steve Jobs just used to beat him to make the things that we all use. Allegedly.
Is that a fact?
That's not a fact. That's me just
Okay.
paraphrasing. That is not a fact.
I'm trying to. I don't know any of these things. I'm just asking.
Yeah. Anyway, here we go.
3-0, back to
So
Emily.
excited for the story that goes with this trivia question.
It's 3-0, go back to Emily.
Does Emily not have one?
No, Emily does not have
First of all,
one.
lower your voice. Secondly, no, I don't have any.
That's right. You should punch him right in the face.
I deserve it probably.
Yes.
So
all
back,
right.
back to Emily?
Yes.
Emily, which former SNL cast member has been romantically linked to Ariana Grande, Kim Kardashian, and Kate Beckinsale?
Oh, that's the bicycle face man, Pete Davidson.
Bicycle face man?
Hey, I didn't come up with that. I saw it on the internet, so it had to be true.
I like Emily.
I do too.
I do too. I like whatever's wrong with her. I'm really into
Yeah,
it.
that takes it off.
All right, 3-1. It's back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock after Rock compared Jada Pinkett Smith to whom in a joke?
Well, G.I. Jane.
G.I. Jane
Okay,
is
yeah.
right. Kenzie's got 4.
I wasn't sure if I had to name the actress also who played G.I. Jane. Got it.
Demi Moore, great movie, by the way. Let's see.
What do you have a story about when you saw it? Good Lord.
When I saw that movie, I thought about signing up to try to be a Navy SEAL. Let me tell you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Instead, I ate some potato chips
That's
and
right.
I did that.
4-1. It's back to Emily.
Emily,
Oh, boy.
Emily, the 1980 matchup between the United States and USSR hockey teams has since been dubbed what in 1980?
I was like, man, if they ask me a sports question,
Oh, boy.
we're going down.
Kind of a legendary thing, the 80 matchup between the U.S. and USSR hockey teams.
Well, okay, I'm from the South. We don't see ice ever, so there's that. I'm just going to say it was called Super Fun Time with Friends.
That's exactly right. Sorry, it's not.
Yay!
Now, Kenzie, this is for the win. So that matchup, that hockey matchup in 80 between the USA and USSR, legendary.
I've seen one hockey movie and one hockey movie only. So is this Miracle on Ice?
Miracle on Ice. The movie was called Miracle. A great movie with Kurt Russell. I have no Kurt Russell
Literally
stories.
never heard of that before. I feel so good about myself right now. This is great.
You know what?
Yes, please give her tickets.
Let's get. It's Monday. We just eased into the week. Let's give her the tickets. You're going to the Renaissance Fair because I think Kenzie just wants to hang out with you, and also while you're there, you can kick me in the head.
I'm fine with that. And hey, look, I have a D&D group, and we go every year, so I can disperse it amongst them as well. So they'll say thanks.
I love it.
This is fun. But hockey beside, this was a great time.
All right, Emily. Hang on. Kate's going to get your information. And we'll have more Bristol Renaissance Fair tickets. Remember, 7:10 is when they get on the phones every day. Tomorrow morning at 7:10. Make sure you're here for it because it's one of our favorite things every year, the Bristol Renaissance Fair. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We're going to pour one out for something that also relates to old school 90s style, even 2000s of your tech world. We talked about Apple a little bit, but this is something that's going away that is actually a good thing. It's Brian and Kenzie, Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 coming up at 8, not too far away. We have the Sandler Scrambler. Adam Sandler tickets. We announced the show last week, and we gave away tickets on Friday. Here's what we're going to do at 8. We're going to play clips from 3 different Adam Sandler films, and then your job is to guess which movie clip is from what movie, one by one. If you get one wrong, we'll hang up, go to the next person. That person still must answer all 3 clips correctly in succession. We'll play each clip one time, and that's it. So that's coming up at 8 o'clock for the Adam Sandler tickets at the United Center. That is incredible, that show at the Madhouse coming up. We'll get there. But before we move forward, we got to pour one out. We poured one out for Lonzo Ball in sports, but this is another big one.
How do I say goodbye to what
I think it's important to say Lonzo Ball didn't die.
Oh,
We poured one out for him because he's going to a different team in sports.
I kind of did think for a second that we usually do that when someone dies. He didn't die.
Yeah, I think it's just an important throw in.
He's dead to us, though, but he didn't die.
know.
Now, this is a little different. It's a tech thing. We're just talking about Apple there a little bit. The blue screen of death is gone. Now, maybe you have to be a certain age. I can't remember. My Gen Xers know this well, and I think most millennials do. Do you know that the blue screen of death, Kenzie? Do you remember what that is?
I mean, I'm assuming, I think it's when you get like a blue screen and your computer doesn't work anymore, right?
Correct. Well, the blue screen of death, you might be just doing something wonderful, something glorious. Like, let's say you were on Napster downloading some songs, and you're like, I can't wait to hear these songs later. It'll be great. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just goes like, boom, and then your computer, the message comes up there, and it appears like you've lost everything. Your computer's dead in the water, and you don't know what you're going to do. And see, this was before the cloud. So really, everything was just on your hard drive or on a backup drive, on a thumb drive, or a terabyte drive you bought at Best Buy and loaded all your songs on there. The blue screen of death. I think so that's why it doesn't feel as terrifying probably today, because most people have things backed up on the cloud. The blue screen of death was indeed terrifying, and it's going away, Windows says. Here's what they're doing. They're replacing it with a black screen of death. So the blue screen was outrageously terrifying. But with the black screen, they're saying, this is what they're quoting, is that the changes will always caused a restart too. But they're saying now it'll be easier to navigate the unexpected restart and recover faster. This is what Microsoft says with it going away, and it'll be streamlined of the infamous error screen of the blue screen of death, which was terrifying.
I think people were terrified because their computer broke, not because of the color blue.
I think blue was also shocking to the eyes when you were on your whatever screen you were on. It was a little more like, huh. Whereas black would be like, oh.
Real. So the color scared you.
The blue screen of death scared most people of my generation.
I don't understand why they're advertising a screen of death. I want a computer that doesn't have a screen of death on it.
Oh, apparently there's enough.
The best we could do is a black screen. That's what they said.
I don't get it. They're advertising this like it's a feature, not a bug. They're like, don't worry, the blue's gone. We've got a black one now instead.
Yeah, if you can fix the color, why can't you fix the computer?
That's the rub. They said this was inspired to do this change in the wake of last year's CrowdStrike incident, which I was caught at O'Hare. I didn't get to fly to Nashville to visit my mother, which was a sad day. It's crashed millions of Windows machines worldwide. So that's what they said. Well, maybe we should change it from blue to black.
Yeah, a little less threatening that way.
Because it still happened. Like you said, that CrowdStrike thing. I was at O'Hare, and every screen in O'Hare had that CrowdStrike error message on it. And you'd think that's something from the 1990s. But no, it still happened.
And now they're like, oh, the TVs are just off.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a black screen.
It's a black screen. It's a little more ominous. I don't know. That's what they're saying, that it's going to be able to recover more quickly. The restart will happen. And really, I don't know how many people really lost. I mean, I had times when I had to call my buddy to come over and fix the blue screen of death.
So he was able to fix it, so it wasn't a blue screen of death. It was a blue screen of restart.
Some people never came back from the blue screen of death. Or they didn't have that friend that was a good tech guy.
I see.
And then before you know it, you lost everything. I can see this is lost on you guys because you have everything on the cloud.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Casey's looking at me so confused right now.
I don't get how making the screen black is helpful. That's what I don't understand. Like, why is that news?
Because the blue was terrifying. Why don't you understand?
A lot of people like the color blue. It's actually one of the most highly rated colors in the world. That's why everybody campaigns that we're blue.
It's a great color.
I'm not going to get there with this one.
No.
I can tell.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.